Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the Cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, and we're going to be looking at how many times the price of Bitcoin has crossed various price milestones. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the sale on Into the Cryptoverse Premium at intothecryptoverse.com. It's been obviously a point of discussion recently about how many times the price of Bitcoin has crossed above 100K, right? We go above it, we go below it, we go above it, we go below it. And, you know, it kind of reminded me of a video I did like 5 years ago when the price of Bitcoin was getting above 9,000. Obviously, there was that meme back then. And, people would say it's over 9,000. And so back then, I did this video. This was about 5 years ago, where I said, but how many times have we crossed 9,000? And we talked about that, but we also came up with this chart where we looked at the times crossed on the y-axis and the price of Bitcoin on the x-axis, which was a log scale. So this was a semi-log chart with the log portion on the x-axis, and we were just looking at the number of times Bitcoin crossed every 10x price milestone before it stopped crossing it, right? So if you look at Bitcoin, you can see here it took 4 times for Bitcoin to cross $1 before not crossing it anymore. And this is measured on daily closes, right? If you look at intraday wicks, I'm sure the numbers are a lot different, but I'm just concerned with daily closes in this case. It took 4 times to go above $10 sustainably. For 100, it was 7 times. For 1,000, it was 8. And for 10,000, it was 14. So, with the exception of 1 to 10, you'll notice that basically every 10x move by Bitcoin, it took more attempts for Bitcoin to durably break above that level. Now, you should know that a lot of times these levels can act as fairly strong resistance levels for a while. That doesn't mean that the price of Bitcoin doesn't go above them for a while after crossing them for the first time. When Bitcoin went above 10K in 2017, we know that eventually it actually went all the way up to 19K before dropping back down to $3,000. In the 2013 bull market, Bitcoin went above 1,000, went a few $100s above 1,000, and then it crashed back to about $100 to $200. But what it shows you is that these levels can act as important barriers for Bitcoin, and those barriers can last for more than one cycle. But what it does show you is that you should not really expect Bitcoin to durably go above $100,000 and stay there until it's gone above it and below it a lot more times, if history is any indication. Because again, to stay above $10, it took 4 tries. To stay above 100, it took 7. To stay above 1,000, it took 8. To stay above 10,000, it took 14 attempts. For $100,000, Bitcoin has only gone above it and below it on daily closes about 6 times at this point. If history is any indication, I would expect it to be north of 20 at some point. You can even connect the dots to see that it generally has gone up. This one's still way down here. That doesn't mean that it has to happen immediately. Hopefully it does, right? Hopefully we get a normal cycle, but these major price milestones can act as psychological levels, right? Where we might go above it for some time, but then as the cycle progresses, there's a good time we will spend more time below it, and then we'll try again in a future cycle. At least that's what happened with the $10,000 milestone and the $1,000 milestone. That's at least what happened with those. Clearly this time could be different. And as I said, with 10,000, we did see Bitcoin overshoot it for a while before it came back down. But I did just want to draw your attention to this chart because my guess is that when we look back at this chart in, say, 10 years, the number of times that Bitcoin will have crossed 100,000 will probably be higher than the number of times it crossed 10,000, right? And that's at least the assumption if this chart is to be extrapolated from, which of course extrapolating is a dangerous thing to do. So we probably shouldn't do it too much. Interpolation tends to be a lot better. But I did think that this was kind of a cool way to visualize the price history for Bitcoin, and it kind of shows you we do tend to spend more and more time at each of these major milestones, right? $1 and $10, didn't spend a lot of time there. You get to 100, then 1,000, then 10,000. You just end up spending more time really dealing with that price milestone before you stay above it, right? $1,000 took years. 10,000 took years. Good chance it's going to be the same story with $100,000. That it's probably going to take ultimately years to get above it and stay above it durably and not keep going back below it. But we'll talk about it in 5 more years, perhaps. This isn't really a chart that I think many people are going to want an update on every single week or every single month or every single year. Obviously, if you're an ITC member, you can check out this chart. But I thought it was interesting 5 years ago, and I think it's at least somewhat interesting today. So now you at least get to see the chart and just another tool to put in your back pocket. We'll go ahead and wrap it up there, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and again, check out the sale on Into the Cryptoverse Premium at intothecryptoverse.com. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.